Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and this is the Nintendo Switch 2. There are many like it, but this one is mine, and I've gotta say, it is one of the most uncomfortable handhelds I have ever owned. Ever since I got it, I realized, like, man, I don't have abnormally large hands. My hand on a Switch 2 for scale, I guess. It's not super comfortable for me. It's not the worst. That award goes to the Switch Lite, which I love and adore, but it's very uncomfortable to hold, at least without a grip. You have to understand, when the original Switch came out, this was okay because there were no other alternatives, but since then, I've gotten really into PC handhelds, and something like the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, these consoles are just a lot more comfortable to hold. Thankfully, there's something we can do about this now. Wah! Boom! Just arrived today, the Satisfye ZenGrip 2 in Midnight Black. I didn't know there was other options. Well, no, there's a beat-em-ups model. I wanted white. That's okay, this isn't going to get as dirty easily. Now, I'm not going to pretend like this is the first or the only grip for the Switch 2, but it's the one I went with because, believe it or not, I actually own a couple of them already. I've got one, speaking of the Switch Lite. This makes it much, much more comfortable. Hey look, a dirty air register. I hate reflective screens. I've also got one on my Switch OLED, which again has a very reflective screen on it. Hey look, it's the iPhone I'm using to record this. And now I've got one for my Switch 2, which does have a nice, a matte screen protector, you could call it. That's not relevant. That's not relevant. We're talking about this today. Now in this case, I went for the grip plus case combo. This will set you back $70, or it's $50 for just the grip. So why go with this? Well, I've already owned two of them in the past, and they've worked really well for me. I like the form factor. I like the fact that it ships with a case that holds the console and the grip. Did I not actually cut the tape? Come on now, let's not be silly. This is embarrassing. The number one criticism I've heard about these tends to be that they sponsor a lot of YouTubers, and therefore They sponsor a lot of YouTubers, and therefore they must be bad. But this video is going to get 10 views, so obviously not sponsored. Certainly never been sponsored in the past. I've purchased all of these with my own money, and from my own experience, they're really good. They hold up really well. I haven't had any issues out of the other two, even though both of them have been brought to work with me. The Lite in particular, many times. You might have noticed the screen protector on the Lite is cracked. Thankfully, the actual screen is fine, but that thing's been through the ringer, as has the grip and the case. Take it to work with me, play it in downtime. Not so much anymore. Looks like this end, yeah, opens up. Swatcha! Ooh, okay, well this is immediately different. This is like a faux leather case, which is not at all what I'm used to on these. The other cases that I have are just sort of more of a fabric-y material. This is different. I'm curious to see how well this holds up. My suspicion is that this will actually be less durable, especially if it's left out in a hot car. I would expect this to start peeling. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Only time will tell. Let's actually get in there, though. Let's get the grip in hand and see if this is going to be the transformative experience that I want it to be. And already I can feel like, yeah, it's probably going to be. Real quick tour of the inside. You got places for all of your game key cards that don't have the games installed on them, or your first-party Nintendo games, because they're still bothering to actually put the games in the cartridges. A little storage container up here, maybe for putting a charge cable, or I don't know, a couple extra Joy-Cons. I don't know what you're doing with your life. You're a grown adult. You tell me. Sucker should just fit right in there. And what I thought was interesting about this is that they advertise it as being dockable, which, yeah, I definitely want to test. That feels much, much better. This is what I've been waiting for. I've played through a ton of Mario Kart on here, the new one, almost entirely in handheld mode, and the thing that always makes me put it down and take a break is just like, ugh, my big man hands start hurting after a bit. But this feels good. Is it truly dockable, though? We got our Switch 2 dock. You can see the back of it. It connects up pretty high and actually kind of cuts in there, so I'm curious to see. Oh, yeah. That just docks right in. Pops right back out. Okay, you know what? Good on you, Satisfye. I'm impressed. So best way to figure out whether or not this is going to be a keeper for me is to get into a game. A couple of things I noticed right off the bat after getting it on here that I'm not too sure about is the closeness of these buttons to this side here, in particular the left on the D-pad, or I guess the D-pad-ish buttons. That's really close. I don't think it's ever going to actually prevent me from hitting the button. Might be a little uncomfortable depending on what I'm doing. This stick is also really close to this side, but obviously it doesn't hit it, so no issues there. I'm just looking at my my others here, if I get the OLED, you can tell immediately that, yeah, there's a little bit more distance right here. It's not flush, but it like barely comes up above the top of the Joy-Con. Whereas if we do the exact same thing with this, you can see this grip, it might not show up well on camera, but it comes up quite a bit more. It sticks up above the top of the Joy-Con. I wonder why that is. It might just come down to the different way the Joy-Cons are built. Let's play a game though, and let's see how it feels. Most recently I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, but let's hop into Mario Kart World. Okay, well now my elbows hurt because I'm holding it at this really awkward angle in an attempt to like capture it but also see it. But my wrists don't hurt and my fingers don't hurt. And I think it feels pretty darn good. Alright, well that does it for this review. I really just wanted to get the thing out of the box and feel it in my hand, and see whether or not this was going to be good. And I think it's going to be good. I can't really give long-term impressions about how well this material is going to hold up, or how sturdy this thing is. I mean, it certainly feels very sturdy, and hugs the Switch quite well. When the Switch is not installed, it's a little flimsy, but you're never going to be handling it like this. You're certainly not going to be, like... Yeah, that's not going to break it. I don't think I'm going to crack it doing that. I don't think I ought to do that, though. It's much sturdier with the Switch in it, and of course, when the Switch is not in it, like, I can't think of any reason to take it out, right? Like, that's the thing. Unlike the previous models where, you know, you weren't going to be docking this, that's not possible, you have to take it out to dock it. With this being dockable, I'm probably never ever going to take it out of here again. It's probably always going to be inside of here, so I'm actually glad that it grips it so well. You might say, but what if you want to take the Joy-Cons off? I'm just never going to play a game like that. I don't care about mouse functionality or anything like that. And then as for the case, this case is probably going to be where the Switch spins every second I'm not playing it. And I think it's pretty sturdy. You know, I'd be willing to give it a little... That was like 6 inches, but you get the point. There you go, Satisfye grip. Is it worth $70? For some of you, with the case and everything, that might seem a little expensive. The way I look at it, you know, what are you paying for a good grip? 30, 40 bucks, and then you're getting a good case, another 30 or 40 bucks. You're within range of this product already, and at least with this, it's not some no-name on Amazon. It's something that actually has a reputation behind it. And in my experience, I can't speak for everyone. I don't know what everyone's experience with these products have been, but in my experience with the 2 grips I've already had, they've never broken, they've never chipped, they've not discolored, nothing's ever gone wrong with them or with the consoles in them, so you know, I don't believe in being a fanboy of something irrationally, like just irrationally supporting a thing. I think that brand loyalty is different than fanboyism, and if a brand has proven itself to be good to you, it kind of makes sense you'd go back to it, whereas with fanboys, you just blindly support a thing no matter what they do. Not that, you know, Nintendo fanboys would know anything about that. But I'm satisfied with the product, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, thank you for watching, God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!